For the last class, we have taken for the fullness. The rest of the topics will be continued today. And now we are going to see about your flash, gorgets, gathers and shears, and your frills, ruffles and flounces. Whereas your frills, ruffles and flounces will be in the same category, your flash and your gorgets and your gathers and shears will be in the different category. Without the flash, you can see you can't have your frills, ruffles and your flounces. So your next topic is about pleats. You can imagine your school days where you will pleated your skirts, your uniform skirts, and you used to pleat a skirt for your davani, you will usually say no. So those are all pleats. Pleats are folders in the garment done on the waistline of the skirt, yokes and your sleeves at the equal distances to release the fullness. Pleats are done on the top and follow neatly to the bottom. So imagine now you have a puff sleeve, okay? So puff sleeve will start from here, you will pleat here, okay? And it follows to the direction, to the downward direction, and your bottom same pleats will be pulled down and you will stitch the garment. So those things are called pleats. So it's not necessary to pleat downward direction also. You can give the movement to be free, okay? So the material required to make a pleat in 3 times for the size of the finished pleats. They are normally about 2.5 to 5 centimeter. They create a eye movement and can be used as a style detail. The effect of the pleat varies depending on the fabric used, the depth of the pleat, depending on the weight of the fabric and the effect required, okay? And then there are types of pleats. First one is knife pleats. So second one is your box pleat, your inverted pleats, kick pleats, fan pleat, and your cartridge pleats and your pinch pleats. Do you have any idea about knife pleats? So knife pleats in the sense your uniform skirt, okay? So imagine your uniform skirt and then I will explain, okay? So your uniform skirt will have the same direction of pleats and your down direction will be flow you in the garment, okay? So the knife pleats are usually about 2.5 to 3 centimeter width. Knife pleats are folded made by the row of stitch in same direction and generally at the top where the pleat starts. So generally where the pleat starts from the top direction, if you want you can flow it down to the bottom part, otherwise you can stitch the bottom part also, okay? They can be used continuously grouped to 5 or 6 and used in a single pleat. They form a sharp edge at the top and then flat out, okay? As I said earlier, your uniform skirt will have a sharp edge in the top position and your bottom position will be flat out. So the methods of sewing a knife pleat is a mark lines where the fold has to be made, a fold along the marked line, pin and sew along the marked line, remove the pin and cut the excess threads. So uses of the knife pleats are ordinary skirts, your pants and your frocks. So next one here is your box pleat. So box pleat is something called as your knife pleat. While you're pinching your knife pleat where you will have a same direction. If it is a left side, you will have a left side direction. If it is a right side, you will have a right side direction. But in the box pleat, you will have fold the fabric to the inward. Okay, it's called your right side and left side fabric will be folded inside and your pleats will be formed. So where you will have a box pleat, 2 knife pleats. So imagine 2 knife pleats facing in the opposite direction is termed as a box pleat. The 2 edges of the box pleat touch each other. So the 2 edges of the box pleat will be touching each other. The left side of the pleat and your right side of the pleats should be touch each other and then you will stitch the top position. In the bottom position you will be flat out as usual. In the knife pleats also in the box pleat you will be flat out. The methods of sewing the box pleat: mark lines where the box pleat has to be made and first make a fold in right side and then the other pleat on the left hand side repeat. Pin and press same as usual, pin and press, remove the pins and machine the stitches and then cut the excess threads. The uses of the box plate will be children garment, your school uniforms, your skirts and then your center back of your gents shirt and it can be used as a design details on your packets, okay? And then your inverted pleats. So inverted pleats in the sense same as box pleat. Imagine the box pleat now and then your inverted pleats. Inverted pleats where you will have a wrong side of the box pleat you can see the inverted pleats. The most skirts and the dresses are used in the inverted pleats. The underneath fabric can be same and sometimes as an inserted in the pop of the colors. Usually when inverted pleats are sewn, they are only secured at the top, are not pressed all over the down. Okay, if you compare the pictures of the box pleat, so compare the pictures of the box pleat and inverted pleat, you will see that the inverted pleat is really upside down of the box pleat. So so there is an upside down of your box pleat. The fabric is folded in instead of out. So uses is called curtains and your skirts. Okay, and then your kick pleats. So in the kick pleats, you will pleat the box pleat. First, you will pleat the box pleat. Plain box pleat will be pleated, and you join the edge. So this box pleat and this box pleat will be joined, and you will have a stitch, a row of stitch. It's called your kick pleats. Okay, a plain pleat, a knife pleat or a box pleat is stitched along the fold till the desired length for the freedom of the movement is termed as a kick pleat. So for the freedom of the movement, in the sense from your waist to your hip line, you will stitch the kick pleats. Okay, and then it releases the fullness at the base bottom part or your base part. Okay, and then the methods of sewing a kick pleat is a first mark a plain knife or a box pleat. It can be a knife pleat or your box pleat is requirement for your first kick pleat, and then stitch near the fold. So as I said, stitch near the fold till the required length. And uses of the kick pleat is used in the sportswear, your frocks and your skirts. And fan pleats. Have you ever seen the fan pleats? It is a fashion trend for your before 2 years. You'll have a skirts with the pleated effect. It will not be a crumbled effect. It will not go after the wash. The fabric itself, along with the fabric, it will be pleated. That's called fan pleat. For example, your childhood days, you will have a paper. You will hold a paper. You will use to pleat it. Like a fan effect, you used to pleat it. That's the effect of the fabric will have. Okay, so while releasing that pleat, you will have a shades. That fan pleats or the shades you will have. That's called fan pleats. Okay, so these consist of a narrow pleats which are wider at the bottom. So the bottom will be more wider. You will have a double the width amount, and the top will have your waist size effect. So it's a normal basic circular skirt where will you have a fan effect. So imagine your childhood days, you will have a paper and you will pleat it and you will release it. There you will have a fan effect. You will use to fan it, no? So that's called pan pleats. And your cartridge pleats. So the cartridge pleats, in the sense, for example, your what can we say, like Cinderella dress. You can see your Cinderella dress where the waist part will be, they will not use the belts. Instead of that, they will give a fit, the shape to the garment and attach and pleats. That pleats should be in the shrinked effects. So that's called cartridge pleats. You can imagine, or you can view a image for cartridge pleats. You can see everywhere. So in the olden days or in Asian days, they use cartridge pleats. A cartridge pleating is a method of gathering a large amount of fabric to a small waistband or a shoulder arm side without adding a bulk to the seam. It also makes the fabric spring away from the waist or shoulder more than normal box pleating, knife pleating or gathering does. It was functional for gathering a large sleeves to the shoulder on the men's clothing during the 15th and 16th century. So as I said earlier, it was in the ancient days. So cartridge pleating must be sewn by the hand. It can be done on the hand because it was in ancient days. It can be done on the hands while you giving a fit to your waistline, and then you can attach the cartridge pleats in case with the the effect. Okay, and then your next pleat is called pinch pleats. So do you know about pinch pleats? Normal your upholsteries will have your pinch pleats. You can see in your curtains. Pinch pleat is a very good example for your curtains. Pinch pleats curtains are highly decorative heading or drawing together lots of fabric into a tightly gathered and stitched bunch at the top, and then they are used on the curtains draperies since the pleats are fairs. For example, pleats are in the same direction, equal distance. So that's the main reason for you to be in the curtains. And finished width of each tuck can be done about 2.5 inches. And then flash. So flash, as we saw earlier, each and every pleat will down part will be flared out. So flash in the sense where your width will be in your one position. For example, your width have 2 inches, your flare will have 8 inches. Double the 4 the width amount will be having your flowers. A flowers can be in the double layers or your triple layer flower you can give. Okay, flowers are introduced usually into the skirts, or otherwise you will have in your anarkali. The yoke position will have a different fabric and your downward position will have a flare effect, your anarkali skirts. Okay, and then next one is goddess. So goddess in the sense you can see in your skirts or your A-line frocks. Goddess will have a attachment of the fabric like in the triangle shape. Okay, in the triangle shape you will attach a fabric in the flared garment. In the flared garment you will attach a fabric called gaudets. Okay, the gaudets is an extra piece of the fabric in the shape of a circular sector. So you can see in the image where the A-line frock was attached with the pink color gaudets. Okay, pink color triangle shaped garment is called your gaudets, where the tip position will have a 1 centimeter and your bottom position will have your 10 to 15 centimeter flareness. Okay, that's called gaudets. And then your next one is gathers and shears. So till now while we saving for puff sleeve, you can have your gathers. If at all you not giving the pleats, you can have your gathers. So you can shrink your fabrics where your stitch regulator can be adjusted to do 5, and then you can stitch your fabrics and you can gather your fabrics. There are different types of gathers, whereas gathering by hand, gathering by machine, gathers made by using elastic, shearing or gathering, shearing and gathering with a corded piping. So gathering by hand is in the sense you will gather in the hand, you will sew on the fabric in the hands. Gathering by machine in the sense you will have a machine, motor machine, and then you can gather like stitch regulator will be in the 5 and you can stitch, and gathers using elastic. For example, your skirts or your innerwears will have elastic, no, so you can use by the gathers by elastic. And next one is shearing or gauging. Shearing and gauging will be in your decorative fabrics or your modern tops. In the waistline you will shear the garment, used to shear from the waistline or your back side of the garment, that's called shearing. And then shearing with corded, you can insert a cord, same piping or corded, you can insert a cord and you can shear the fabric. And then next topic is about frills and ruffle. Frills and ruffles in the sense you will give a flare out, same as your flash. So flash, frills, ruffles will be the same. Okay, so these are used as a purpose of adding the decoration to the garment. Sometimes they are used to hem of the skirts and dresses to be added to the length to make the frills along at least 1.5 times the length of the piece to which the frill will be attached. The width of the frill is usually anything from 1 inch to 3 inches. The long side should be cut along with the lengthwise direction of your material. And there are two types of frills. One is double ruffle and then your circular ruffle. So frills and ruffles, there are double ruffle means you will have a double side ruffles. So left side and right side ruffles will be have. Circular ruffles in the sense, for example, if you are holding a blouse and then you will have a ruffles, like, or your flat effect you will have a garment, so that's called a circular ruffle. Okay, and then next one is about flounces. Flounces in the sense same as frills and your ruffles but are much wider. So flounces will have a much wider background. So frills and ruffles, if you are having in the 4 inches, flounces will be having in the 16 inches wide. The best example for us, nowadays you will have a trend, you're wearing a blouse and then you're wearing a cape. Okay, the cape is have a much wider flat ruffle, that's called your flounces. Okay, so the fullness is in the sense you have to have the fullness in the garment. Without the fullness you can't have anything. It's like a plain fabric. If you're giving a fullness, you will add on to your fitness and your structure and your comfortness to the garments. So these are the kinds of fullness. So coming to the conclusion part, fullness is the major thing for your garment. So while you're seeing somewhere you're seeing a garment, you have to identify your fullness. So this is called frills, this is called your flounces, and this is called your ruffles. You have to identify. So these are the fullness, and these are the purpose of adding the decoration to the garment and make the garment to look and feel good. Okay, thank you.